Hey everyone, how's it going? If this is your first time here, welcome to Stuck in the Cornfield, where we explore Illinois. In my part of the state, I'm about equal distance from Chicago, St. Louis, and Indianapolis, and I've been to all three, so I thought I would do a playlist comparing the different cities. In this first video, I'm going to take a look at Chicago and St. Louis. Go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know which city you like better. I'm really curious as to which city gets more love. So let's dive in. The category most people think of for both cities is probably crime. If you pay attention to the news, you hear all about how Chicago is just a horrible, dangerous place. And that is true in some sections, but how does the city stack up overall? Chicago has a population of 2.7 million people compared to the 310,000 who call St. Louis home, so we're looking at the crime per capita rates. Many people refer to Chicago as the murder capital, but it turns out that it isn't. That's actually St. Louis. In Chicago, for every 100,000 people, there are 24.13 murders. In St. Louis, it's 66.07. Out of the major metropolitan regions in the US, Chicago comes in 10th place, compared to St. Louis's number 1 place when it comes to homicides. For total violent crimes, Chicago is 17th place and St. Louis is number 2. The crime stat that surprised me for St. Louis is arson. They come in 7th place, while Chicago is way down the list at 45th place. So as far as crime goes, St. Louis wins this round for worst city. The overall cost of living in Chicago is 10% above the national average. The median home price is 17% higher than the average at $225,200. St. Louis, on the other hand, has a cost of living that is 12% below the national average. The median home price of $120,900 is 30% below the national average. If you prefer to rent, you can expect to pay $987 in Chicago on average and $759 in St. Louis. So based on this data, living in St. Louis is significantly more affordable. Which city has more opportunities? Using pre-pandemic numbers to review this category, Chicago had an unemployment rate of 7.3% compared to St. Louis's 6.9%. So there were more people with jobs in St. Louis, but how did those jobs measure up? Chicago had a poverty rate of 21.7%, and the median household income was $50,434. St. Louis had a poverty rate of 26.7% and a median household income of $36,809. Ouch. Those numbers aren't great, so we have to give the worst city title to St. Louis for this category. All major cities have traffic. It's just the way it is, but which one is worse? Starting with interstate traffic, St. Louis has 5 interstates running through the city. Interstates 70, 55, 44, 270, and 64. Chicago has 7 interstates running through the city. Interstates 90, 94, 57, 190, 290, 355, 88, and 80. Adding in population density, St. Louis has 5,101 people per square mile. Chicago has 11,938 people per square mile. So there are more people in the area as well as more cars going through the area, so Chicago is the worst city in this category. I've driven in both cities, and I can personally attest that it's easier to get around St. Louis. You can actually find parking that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg or your sanity. In my part of Illinois, there is a rivalry between the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm not sure why, since the Cardinals actually win games, the Cubs are famous for not winning. This has been attributed to the curse of the Billy Goat. Apparently, there was a tavern owner who attended Game 4 of the 1945 World Series at Wrigley Field, and for some unknown reason, he had a pet goat with him. The goat started bothering people, so the guy was asked to leave. As he was being escorted out, he made a comment about how the Cubs weren't going to win anymore. The Cubs lost the World Series to the Detroit Tigers, and thus their losing streak began. They didn't play in a World Series again until 2016, which was 71 years after the curse, and oddly enough, the day of the game was the 46th anniversary of that tavern owner's death. Kind of an odd coincidence. The Cubs went on to win the World Series that year. The Cardinals, on the other hand, won 6 World Series during that 71-year period, so I would have to say that the Cards appear to be the better team, at least on paper. However, Chicago also has the White Sox and a football team, the Chicago Bears. St. Louis got rid of their football team several years ago, so I would have to give the advantage to Chicago for the sports category. Chicago's climate is classified as a typical hot summer, humid continental climate. Summers are hot and humid, with the average temperature for July being 76 degrees, but that's just the average. There are many days that see the thermometer climb up over 90 degrees. Winters are cold, with an average January temperature of 26 degrees. St. Louis is classified as having a damp subtropical climate, meaning that it has hot, humid summers and cold winters. The average temperature in July is 80 degrees, and in January it's 32 degrees. St. Louis also averages 111 days of rain and 17.7 inches of snow each year. Chicago averages 126 days of rain and 36.3 inches of snow. So St. Louis is warmer, has less snow, and less rain. I'm going to call this one a toss-up because the averages for the two cities are actually fairly close, and it comes down to personal preference anyway. Some people like the heat, and some like the snow. According to the 2020 State of the Air report from the American Lung Association, both Chicago and St. Louis were given an F rating for high ozone days. Chicago had an average of 19.2 days compared to St. Louis's 9.3 days. For particle pollution, Chicago received a C and St. Louis received a B. Neither city is doing that great with pollution, but St. Louis is slightly better than Chicago. St. Louis has 244 public schools, while Chicago has 644 public schools. St. Louis has a student-to-teacher ratio of 14:1, which is the average for the state of Missouri. Chicago has a ratio of 21:1, which is worse than the Illinois, Missouri, and national averages. The test scores in St. Louis are 32% below the national average, and the Chicago test scores are 52% below the national average. The completion rates are the same for both cities. 82% have completed 8th grade and 80% have completed high school. 14% have earned a master's degree in both places. So based on the student-to-teacher ratio and test scores, Chicago is worse than St. Louis in this category. So let's see where we stand. St. Louis scored lower in 3 categories: crime, jobs, and sports. Chicago scored lower in 4 categories: traffic, cost of living, pollution, and schools. So this makes Chicago the worst city of the two, at least based on these categories. Leave a comment letting me know if you agree or disagree and why. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. I'll be comparing Chicago to Indianapolis in the next video, which will be coming out next Sunday, so watch for that one. Until next time, I remain stuck in the cornfield.